Curtis, DIYer.
DIYers, I don't know if you caught this news, but I found the timing of it quite peculiar. Apparently, according to this account, which I'll get to that in a second, there was a message that was put up here that was picked up by a lot of outlets, including Hot New Hip Hop, that accused Pusha T of having a ghostwriter. Her? This person says, that goes by the name of Rayo8488399431, that should say a lot too, said, yo, what the F? Crying emoji. Pusha T clown Drake for using Quentin Miller's references, but allegedly he had Quentin Miller laying reference tracks for his own shit back in 2016. That's such a long-winded accusation. And it says, does Pusha T have ghostwriters? For those that don't understand, if you're coming from other genres, there is a tradition, specifically in hip hop, that specifically with your verses that are a reflection of your life, your authenticity, your timeline, your stories, it is important that you are the one that is authoring those, because people believe you to be the author of such. They believe in the entire presentation. And just in the name of respectability or respect for the craft, the pioneers have always gone by this. Matter of fact, you get your credentials taken away once it's found out that you had assistance on telling your own story. We'll get into what this is actually happening, because there's a video that was actually attached to it. Oh yeah, by the way, I noticed something. I had this person blocked already. Oh, buddy, it feels like the narratives have just been coming on in, haven't they? Okay, let's give it an opportunity. There's two, what is this? It's showing specific names and dates that are linking this to Quentin Miller. Quentin Miller, obviously, rose to fame after Meek Mill exposed Drake of using a same Quentin Miller. I feel bad for him. He keep getting put in the middle of all of this nonsense. Let's play what they have, and let's examine what's going on here.
It's a great oats. It's a great oats. It's a great oats. It's a great.
Yeah, the real gon' come out. The real gon' come out. The real gon' come out. The spirit of Masha and the beast in me. Sauce and all y'all from me, nigga. Checks in the lobby. It's checks in the lobby. It's checks in the lobby. Squad in the lobby, squad at the bar buying drinks in the lobby.
That's definitely Quentin Miller's voice. So far, it sounds like it's just a chorus. I'll let him continue, though.
These ain't hoop dreams. Who don't want
ghostwriting?
Oh, they conveniently cut off Pusha T before he started rapping. Okay, so what's next?
It's a great oats. It's a great oats. It's a great oats. It's a
yeah. The real gon' come out, the real gon' come out, the real gon' come out. The spirit of Marshawn, the beast in me. Saucing all y'all from me, niggas. Checks in the lobby, it's checks in the lobby, it's checks in the lobby. Squad in the lobby, squad at the bar pouring drinks on our body.
This is accusation number one by this person, and it's a chorus. There's always been, and I see you guys already asking, is it AI? I have not heard a confirmation by Quentin Miller or Pusha T, but even if it's not AI, there's always been a huge line in the sand between when someone ghostwrites your verses versus someone helping you on a chorus, especially when your goal is to have your music have a certain commercial appeal, or to apply or to relate to a certain younger demographic. This is why certain people will bring in co-writers, not ghostwriters. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's credited. But that's just a chorus. It's only the first one. Before we start getting into too much detail, let's see what else they got.
These ain't hoop dreams. Who don't want the
Quentin Miller reference track number 2.
Oh, we got voiceovers too. Oh Lord.
Adman.
Take your time to rewind this.
Knew that I would be what I became when I grew up. It's a shame my mama raised her.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Flavor J. Ghostwriters and co-writers are not the same thing. Ghostwriters are, as the name implies, for you to be kept in the shadows. You know, people don't want you to know that this person contributed to this song's success. they would rather that collaboration and that business be handled behind closed doors, and the artists get all the credit in the public eye. Co-writers are very much a public. People disclose that information publicly on purpose. It's like, yeah, which is not an uncommon thing, especially for certain sounds and styles that are outside of that artist's wheelhouse. But as lyricists, it is one of them things where it's unforgivable if a lyricist does that, because so much of what you position yourself as the greatest and these things that you brag about are positioned behind what you're doing with that pen. All I'm hearing right now, it sounds like choruses.
Mixed feelings for a rich nigga, money can't fix what's in him, he just a... What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Out of my watch, checking time on my phone, sending shooters through an app, man. Damn, that's a bad man.
We can tell that you knew the...
And do you notice how every time this happens, it moves into a verse that Pusha T already wrote?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth. And
They stupid! They stupid! They stupid! This is supposed to be a ha-ha got you moment, but I think they're not realizing that the culture has already... They've already made it clear. In hip-hop culture, it's already been clear that collaboration on choruses is not the same thing as having a ghostwriter. Like, when you have somebody present you a song like, we're going to refresh your memory about the Vori reference, where it's the whole entire song, the question becomes, what did you contribute to it? Oh, you know, I gave some cadence. I gave my brand to it. What did you create? What did you give to it creatively? Oh, shit. I changed a few words. All right, continue, though.
Money, too much.
Ghostwriting.
Take your time to rewind this. Knew that I would be what I became when I grew up.
Boy.
It's a shame my mama raised her. Mixed feelings for a rich nigga, money can't fix what's in him, he just a...
They stupid. They stupid. No, they really stupid. They really stupid. They stupid.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Presidential watch, checking time on my phone, sending shooters through an app, man. Damn, that's a bad man. I can tell that you knew the money. Too much.
Quentin Miller, reference track number 3, a track that was sent to Quentin Miller for him to ghostwrite on.
The giggling in the background lets you know this was not done. This was not done in good faith. Yeah, no, you know what? Somehow we got to penalize Kendrick for this one. I think he gave them way too much credit. Kendrick lied, Curtis. They are slow. They slow as hell. And they talk the loudest about the dumbest shit. This is not the same thing. And I think they know that, but we're in the middle of a rollout. This is the Iceman rollout. Ooh, it's getting cold out here. The ahas ain't hiding.
This ace of spade that I'm holding trumps you all. Let me show you, show you, show you, show you, show you.
And there's an open verse here.
Ghostwriting.
This ace of spade that I'm holding trumps you all. Let me show you, show you, show you.
Show you better than I tell it. Park the whip out front.
Another chorus.
Front on me, you'll regret it. Said I'd do it, then I did it. It's more than music when you live it. You rap about what I'm living. It's no hope for you niggas, no. Yeah. It's no hope for 'em.
Check it.
No hope for 'em. You better run for it. Run while you can. Fire as you can.
They say I'm growing up.
Fast as you can. It's over for you, man. Damn.
I just saw the blueprint.
Once again, it transitions back to a verse. I'm just making sure that you guys stay informed when you see this nonsense floating around, because that is an assassination to someone's reputation as a lyricist. And it's crazy that you would put that title on a Pusha T, who has given you so many classic verses in hip hop. This is so cheap. This ain't even like, these are just the rules of war. This is cheap. This is desperate. And I do believe this is part of the Iceman rollout, because the timing of this is way too convenient. As you'll see, this story is nowhere near done. Continue.
He does it, I did it. Yeah. Politics as usual. Trying to free all my niggas. Dope boys, you about to bear witness. Watch me turn these boys to men. Poison like a Michael Bivins. To each and every Robin Givens. Robbing niggas, how you living? Keep it civil, looky Karen.
One more, I believe, is here.
Pay your pips. I just
Park the whip out front. Front is nah. Damn. Yeah.
Boy, y'all are a small can of stupid. For context, I've already explained it, but I want to give a little bit more context because boy, oh boy, y'all a special type of culturally stupid. The Nitty Bag here, I think, broke this down in a really compact and concise way. He says there's a major disconnect in how we view artistry and the writing. If you're the sole visionary of your work, there's more breathing room. You can't get help for hooks. I mean, you said you can get help for hooks, but in the hip hop space, you can't let them touch a verse. That's a rule honoring the craft. Keyword honoring the craft. It goes on to say down here, Drake is not the sole visionary of many of his works. One Dance, aspects of Take Care, and many other instances are merely him filling in a spot for the industry and making it work, using sauce that others have given him. Pusha T is the sole visionary of his work. You notice how the verses were already done in all of those references, which lets you see that this is the person that started off the process to begin with. These conversations, I know you dummies don't know this, but these conversations usually consist of, yo, I got these verses down and I got this concept and I got this theme. Yo, Quentin, man, I want to see what you would do with the chorus, man. Would you mind if I got some assistance on the chorus? I make the argument that the chorus is a completely different art form to begin with, which is why rappers who can't sing will hire R&B singers or alternative rock singers to be a part of the art form. If they could do it all, then we would expect them to. But there are certain things, certain elements that are brought in from people who are specialists in these particular fields, especially if you have a goal to speak to a certain demographic, right? You'll get lyricists who can give you some of the most visionary bars. They can give you some of the most dense lyricism. But when it comes to a chorus that is so simplified, that is so universal for people to attach to, that is a skill set that sometimes you need to bring in help for. But we're not having the same conversations here. Especially when you start going through some of the tapes here. Remember this guy?
Don't love me. I need a girl who gon' trust me. Someone. It's a celebration. It seems like time. Butterfly.
Okay, 10 bands, 50 bands, 100 bands, fuck it, man. I'm trying to run through the
Huh? He goes on to do the rest of the verses, by the way, too. Boy, oh boy, it's a special brand of stupid. All right, let's just call it what it is. This is another opportunity that we are having. We are somehow talking about a Drake Keisha, as some of us call him. It doesn't stop here. Boy, oh boy, look at this rollout. The game got him part of the game brought himself as a part of the conversation. As if we weren't talking about it enough, look at this headline. The game says or claims Drake's absence from hip hop had a negative impact on the genre. What? He goes on to say in an Insta story, y'all ain't appreciate one of the greatest. Now the absence and silence has the art form down 50%.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
It's your fault. It's your fault. How dare you have better taste in music? How dare you go elsewhere for your music? It's your fault. It's my fault and it's your fault. Now rap is down. Now the art form is down 50%. That sounds like some information given by an exec. Brian Z sheds a little light. He says, except he hasn't been absent. Thank you for saying that. Drake is omnipresent in daily conversations, and his catalog music continues to be consumed at an incredibly high clip. What is this narrative that he's been absent? He couldn't stay quiet if you put duct tape over his lips. His duck lips. He has figured out how to be a part of the headlines. Even if you don't want to count songs, How about you count selfies? How about you count headlines on websites like Hip Hop DX and Hot New Hip Hop? He is not going away. He's gone on 2 tours and some other shit. We'll get into all of that. Shout out to my cousin Moni. She broke it down because people were like, he didn't even put out any new music. Thank you. Since 2024, he's put out 48 songs.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth,
and I'm so glad she did this because she goes into the specifics. Do you see all this? Why is nobody like a game putting that pressure back on him? He done gave you 48 songs. Some of which I'm sure are unreleased, but I'm pretty sure if it took off the way that he expected it to, them songs will be right on streaming the next day. The same way he was soft testing push-ups. He was like, I don't know, is it a leak? I don't know. Is it me? I don't know. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's AI. I don't know. And then they were talking about some CDQ version. Dog, this man is soft launching his way through this. This is a flaccid launch. Speaking of flaccid launch, hey yo, you see this? I'm telling you, this whole thing is a rollout, including that news that ain't even news. That bullshit about Pusha T. This is all a rollout. While people were trying to enjoy their game, you know, you got kids and everybody in attendance at these games. Drake thought it was important for the rollout of his project Iceman to deck out 2 floor seats that he usually sits at Raptors games and icicles. Yeah, Crody, it's coming. It's coming, Crody. It's coming. I bet it is. Ugh. Shout out to my dog Screwface. This is what he had to say, I think, in response to what the game was talking about. He said, there's also something legendary, OD cringy, about a rapper who's still making music, blaming the downfall of the whole culture on another rapper being absent that isn't him. That's some please Goku save us, we're helpless energy. Nigga sounded like damsels in distress. Nigga was rapping before homie got here. Damn, homie, what the F happened to you? Shout out to Screw. Good point. Good point. You it's like they talking like they're analysts that are no longer in the game. Sir, go do something about it. Please go do something about it. If you feel like the game is down 50%, can you get it down to 45%? This is a great time to put out music that helps this narrative of a failing hip hop culture. That is insane to me. Shout out to what's my guy's name? Trap Forever, was spelled with a V on TikTok. He's been going viral as of recently, calling out all this nonsense for what it is. He the one called it out last time that this is all part of a rollout. But just to entertain it a little bit further, let's talk about what's actually happening.
And here we have
and what's been happening.
Exhibit B of what I knew was going to happen after these articles were posted about hip hop struggling because there aren't any top 10s in 9 months or whatever the new statistic is. The game reposted the dumb post by Ozzy K's III, and he said, y'all ain't appreciate one of the greatest. Now the absence and silence has the art form down 50%.
Do y'all remember when we was telling him to go away? Do y'all remember when this chat was telling him to go away? When the headlines was Drake cut his braids off. Drake covered up his tattoo. Drake's walking around stage with dry ice coming out of his sweater because there's a bunch of bullet holes in his sweater and he's smoking. I don't know what the fuck that was. Remember when it's the time you like, nigga, will you go away? Just relax, man. Just go on a vacation, shave your head bald and drink some ayahuasca tea. He ain't going away.
And they're saying he's referencing Drake. He's talking about Drake's absence or whatever. And I'm not going to harp on Drake here and talk about the fact that Drake has not been absent. Like, what does absence mean to you guys? Because he has not been absent. He dropped a whole lot of music. He has toured twice. He's headlined Wireless Festival. He has done features. He has begun the rollout of a new project. That is not absence. He continues to be the most streamed artist. Drake will be fine. We all can't wait for Iceman to
speak for yourself.
Come out. But it's starting to reach a point where I just can't wait for it to come out so you guys can shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You feel me? We're not going to harp on Drake here. Now, I've done this before, but it seems I have to do this again with the whole Isaac Hayes situation and whatnot. Yeah, I like keep trying to frame this as this all happened because of the rap beef. Let's go back to 2023, where posts like this were coming out. Rap music has seen a 27% decrease in sales in 2023 compared to last year, and a 62% decrease in the 5 years since 2018.
I got a theory about this, especially seeing how easily these platforms like Hot Hip Hop All Day, how easily they're willing to post these stats even without fact checking it. They got, like, the last time they put up one of these particular stats, it was easily debunked by talking about the success of Luther being in the charts, the Billboard charts. To see how easily they are willing to put up these stats makes me believe stronger in the idea of there being a connection between them and a Drake and a PR that's on behalf of a Drake, and this is all allegedly throwing shit at the wall, that will send out these particular storylines, knowing that the blogs will pick them up, knowing that the podcast will pick them up, knowing that we'll debate them and we'll debunk them, all to create a narrative. Because if everybody starts to believe, especially those who are not doing the research, believe there is an absence, there is a void, someone gets to present themselves like a Drake as the convenient person to fill that void. Not understanding that this has been the direction everything has been going, even under the Drake regime. Just think that's really interesting.
Can anything be done to revert this decline? Rap was dying before the battle, according to these hip-hop pages and all these statistics. Before the battle happened, before people started trying to cancel Drake, or however you want to frame it, they were saying that hip-hop was dying. I mean, there's a full breakdown. There was articles about this from Billboard to OK.
I mean, I'm going to stop it there because we covered a lot of those in great detail. Shout out to Trap Forever. Shout out my dog also, Dog Ninja. He put up these stats that are showing year by year what was happening, because I think that people are being nostalgic for a reality that was not true. Right? It's almost like how you remember certain things from your childhood, and then you see them when you're an adult again. You're like, man, the colors ain't quite as bright as what I thought they were. It's like watching a movie and like, man, it don't quite look as crazy with the special effects. Here's the reality of the situation, though. Shout out to Dog Ninja. He went and pulled these particular stats year by year. This is hip hop's global market share from 2020, 4 years before the battle, to 2025. And as you can see, it has been on a decline, 30%, 27%, all the way to 2025, 24% of how much market share hip hop has been dominating. He goes on to say, this will be my last time entertaining this conversation. Under the watch of the artists y'all claim, Drake, are needed to restore rap's dominance on the charts, hip hop has been steadily losing market share year over year. And I don't think that it's fair to put that blame all the way on a Drake. But these people are not making that same argument by making him the center of attention in this current time period. Because if you want to say that one man with the genre on his back, which I don't believe in, has the power to bring up these numbers significantly from this 50% down spiral, then that means he also has the ability to take all of the blame for the market share already going down. Which one is it? Which one is it? Either he's the one guy that can bring everything back to some kind of normalcy in their eyes, or he's the guy that you blame entirely for shit already declining. Hey, that's up to them, because they keep making a case for him and trying to make this a smooth landing for that project. I don't think it's working quite the way they think it is. It said a 2023 post made by Hip Hop All Day, which we just saw, highlighted a sharp decline in rap music sales compared to 2022, with sales down 65% from 5 years earlier. So the people like The Game and Isaac Hayes, who blame hip-hop's downturn on the battle with Drake, you're dead wrong. If anything, the genre was already in decline under his so-called dominance. So what do you want to do? Do you want to go right back to it? Shout out my dog Jay Nolan. I think he has some really dope commentary on this one. Call Me Dennis reposted this. I didn't catch the actual video, but I did see this clip. Pick this out.
Now he's in a position where I guess he ain't that no more. And now they say, well, y'all didn't appreciate him. He didn't appreciate his fucking spot.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
That nigga been crying behind closed doors. That nigga been crying. He either been crying or he been beige raging. He been raging. Because all these people are ironically have the same talking points that sounds like the talking points that may be expressed by somebody who was very angry at the game. Not literally the game, but the game being hip hop. Very angry with this game. But how do they all say the same thing in common? Is it a group chat message going around? Is it private conversations where he's asking people for their support for an industry in a UMG that is ganging up on him? That's why he had to take him to court. It feels like they're all saying the same thing, and when that happens, you usually can tie that to the same source.
Because if you also want to talk about who helped kill hip hop, his ass did.
Oof.
During the pandemic, when music entered the transitional phase that we're still suffering from right now, instead of him coming out with some real music, he leaned in on the Tootsie slide. When his fans were excited about him dropping, he came out with a dance album that nobody danced to called Honestly Nevermind.
Oof.
This nigga dropped an album in 2023 for all the dogs. That shit was dog shit. He helped kill fucking hip hop. Y'all want to talk about 50% down? That nigga's talent level of his writers and team has gone down 50%, if not more.
Damn, Jay.
That nigga's quality musically has gone down 50%.
Damn, Jay Nolan.
Y'all niggas gotta quit the shit, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Isaac Hayes III, focus on your fan base app and help him rebuild his fan base.
Oh, shit.
Maybe y'all should get back together and help that instead of coming out here talking to us like we don't know what the hell going on.
And just the same talking points over and over again. How many times do I have to show you, old man? How many times do we have to keep coming back to the same talking points? It's like a spin the wheel. It's like they say, grrr, record sale decline. Grrr. Kendrick's at Disney. Let's talk about that. Grrr. The battle. Grrr. It's the same talking points every few weeks. That Pusha T story is just as much nonsense as this nonsense ass rollout for Iceman.
Isaiah Rashad, it's been awful coming soon. That's gonna be hip hop, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Not to mention, this is the same fucking nigga. I don't know. Y'all tell me, have y'all seen any other major label artist, major marquee act come out with an AI song? Like,
yikes. That's another story for another day. Can we continue this? Because here's the thing, that every time they put this guy back in the headlines, you know what it reminds most of us here, at least, of? His inability to take accountability. Iceman should not be, in my opinion, let's just talk out from the outside, just objectively speaking, should not be a revenge album. It should be a connection to accountability. You know what? I almost fucked my whole shit up. This game has been unfair before I got into it. And I don't know what kind of entitled type of baby I was acting like, trying to sue my label. You know, I did not make this easier for me after that battle. Why'd I even get into that battle? Yo, I said some really fucked up shit, and I need to atone for that. Matter of fact, I said shit about slave music. What was I talking about? I was partying with all the women's. I was too busy trying to fuck other people's girls, and I was just caught up in this game. Stop making excuses for me, game. I got this. But that's not gonna happen. Somebody else that did mention accountability was Rick Ross in this recent interview. Because they asked him, they said, Rick Ross is still out here doing shows and playing the songs that he's done with Drake. And he even talks about, why he does that, but then also, too, what it would take for him and Drake to get on the same page. Thought this was interesting. Peep this out.
It seems as though it didn't seem that deep for you, because I feel like you're a rapper's type of rapper. Like, is there any hope in the future for any future collaborations?
Homie got a lot of issues he got to address. I'm going to leave it right there.
Nah, for sure.
Is it any potential of him being a real nigga? He got to decide that. You understand? But he got shit he got to deal with and address. And, hopefully it's a lot of niggas that was watching and learn from it. It was unfortunate for him, but...
Yeah, one thing that went viral was you playing or performing one of the songs and he commented or something. Is that because you're still proud of the music that you still made regardless of what has gone on?
Right. I'm a real nigga, so... and being a real nigga, you never change your past. The music I've created in the past, I could never change. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna still enjoy it.
So what you saying is you're not as catty as Drake? I just caught that. What you saying is you're not as catty as Drake, who start doing stank faces when a certain features come up. No, cut that, Crody. Cut that. We're not doing that shit here. Sick. We're not doing that shit here. Go to the next song. They switched up on mans. Mans switched up. Man switched up. No, we're not doing that, Crody. Oh, you talking about that kind of shit? That kind of energy? Oh, okay.
Lame, nobody having differences make me not enjoy something that I've, was a part of. So that's that. I control what goes on from here on. That's what the boss decides. The shit in the past, that I'ma just enjoy that. And I let my fans enjoy that. And the sad part about it is when I play those records, everybody just be standing and they don't sing his part no more. They like, we not going, and I be like, no, y'all can sing it. Sing that little man part, man.
Sing that little man. Come on, sing that little man part, man. It's all good. Sing that little man. Hey, Ross is a whole ass fool. Oh, that is hilarious. Nah, man. Hey, yo, my beef is my beef. Y'all ain't got to do all that. Sing that little man. Let's sing that little man part. That's crazy.
Whatever you're saying. That's when I hit my joint. I like him to sing his part because that's when I can hit my joint and sip my Luke Belair.
He high as a giraffe fart in that interview, but that is hilarious. Shout out to Jacob B, who called it out for what it is. Signs that the supposed superstar Drake is testing the waters with another narrative and attempts to drop Rice Man. I'm going to go ahead and just start and say the very title of this video about Pusha T having a ghostwriter is part of the same rollout cycle that we've seen already. But signs that the supposed superstar Drake is testing the waters with another narrative, Drake's PR team pushes propaganda posts to Kirko, Hip Hop All Day, Hot New Hip Hop, Rap TV, and Complex. We've seen that with the latest on what hip hop hasn't done since the 90s. Big Backademics goes on stream with talking points from the same narrative. Rory and Maul overtalk each other in their funky chairs, pushing the same talking points. Jim Jones, The Game, Gilly the Kid, and Bag Fuel podcast use the same talking points, and around we go. What real superstar has ever been this afraid to drop music that they have to push propaganda first? Yeah. Pusha T ain't got no ghostwriter. You knew that before you even got in here. The very idea of it just sounded absolutely ridiculous. It sounded like fan-made fan fiction. We know that there is an obvious difference between someone taking over the responsibilities of a chorus versus taking over the responsibilities of your identity. Or as J. Cole said, your persona.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
Come on now. We come on now. But then I remembered, no, there is no we in some of these conversations. Some of these people are very new. For some of these people, their hip hop journey as a fan started with So Far Gone. And I have to remember that before falling for the clickbait, before falling for the nonsense, you got to remember some of these people, it begins and it ends with Drake. So of course they want this thing to go down because they already feel like F hip hop. How dare you do this to Drake? So of course they attack the people who have all been doing amazing things. The clips just came off a successful Grammy-winning rollout, one of the best rollouts we've seen within media, and they did it their own way. They didn't do it a way that it had to be done years ago. They did it their own way. They just came off a Coachella performance, and then out of nowhere, here comes a title like this. Here comes a narrative like this. And like I said, I wouldn't have covered if it was just Twitter information, but damn it, I saw Hot New Hip Hop pick it up. It's an interesting time when you got to question even the platforms themselves that are, traditionally very credible. It's a very interesting time when you got to question even those and ask, are you too drinking some of that Iceman juice? Ugh. B.I. Wires, those are my thoughts. You let me know what you think. Pitiful.
D-I-Y.
Tear in your eye.